girldm, start!
Ah, I'm in the wrong spot. Aha. Haha. There we go. We're here. Made it. I'm tired. I slept enough, but catching up on sleep. I know the tracking just died. It's because I walked away. When you walk away, working out's a lot of being awake and stuff. So I thought what would be a good start. That would be a good start
Coming up
today.
on 2 years total.
Holy
moly.
heck. 2 years. What would be a good start? A good start is that I could just make myself a cup of coffee on stream before I make the food. But today is watching water boil time. No, I already have water I have a hot water pot, so it always keeps the water at the right temperature. You didn't tell me ads can pop up in lives. They can. I do have like the minimum amount of ads set up on my lives because instead of grifting and making money, I decide to be entertaining for the lowest price I possibly can do. How much coffee are you gonna drink today? The Espresso con Panna is the drink that I'll be making later, which I have a funny story about that. But the Espresso con Panna is not too much to do for that, yeah.
The road to 6 years starts today.
Thank
Thanks
you,
DM
Bat.
for 61 amazing months of content and a great community.
I missed who's on their way to 2 years. Hang on. Floral Sloth. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to watch Iron Lung today. Ooh, you're gonna go see it? 500 subs or DM becomes a grifter. I'm okay right now. I've got enough sub points. I can continue to do my work and be able to treat friends to dinner every now and then. Okay. So I'm getting my coffee stuff out. I know there's one thing I have in my coffee setup that makes some people not happy, and that is my hand grinder, but I don't care. It works for me, and I'm happy with it, so if you're not happy with it, that's not my fault. Chat pay up. What the? Is girldm a bit low for you guys? My volume is on max. I was talking a little low. I think it might have just been me. I was muttering. I was muttering. What's wrong with a hand grinder? No. I was told that my hand grinder is insufficient. Sounds fine for me. I don't know, Pro Man. Maybe check to see, sometimes Windows, when they have an update, they reset your audio levels. So maybe double check that. The other thing that makes people mad for some reason with my coffee setup is that I use skim milk powder. I don't know why that's a problem. It just is less watery. I'm on phone, no worries, I can still hear. Okay, good. I didn't know skim milk powder existed. Yeah, powdered milk is a thing. It's used in a lot of recipes, in fact, like milk bread. Wouldn't that enhance the coffee flavor compared to normal milk powder? People get freaked out when you say you're using powdered milk. It also doesn't expire as fast. Like, here, hang on. Hang on. Say goodbye to the music. Can we spoiler the coffee? You can't spoiler the coffee as easily, but people definitely do backseat it. Coffee snobs are amazing. And by amazing, I mean pain in the butt. Okay. All right, let me just minimize this again. Okay. I should shift all of this over a little to the left. Okay. Here's all the things for the coffee setup. We have this. I've got a tiny little glass coffee carafe because I'm the only one that's drinking the coffee. Today's mug is going to be my official IDV mug. This is my coffee grinder. This is the one that people have issues with. Now, I know that it's really dry here, so the bean's really staticky, and I don't have a food safe spray bottle, water bottle, for spraying the beans with liquid, so don't do that. This is my normal coffee bean container. Because this was $6, okay? All right. And this is the little bit of cat fur. And this is the Tora Hebi Sake Aged Blend coffee beans that Numi gifted to me as part of my Christmas gift. And these are my coffee filters. I have this dinky little holder for them, so I don't have 100 coffee filters just sitting there. So yeah, I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee. The first thing I do is put syrup into the cup. So that's 1 pump of vanilla and 1 pump of cinnamon brown sugar. It makes it taste kind of like whatever the Mexican coffee is. You have the same filter holder I have. I found it on Amazon. It was super cheap. But yeah, what I do first, I know people are gonna be like, don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. I don't care. My coffee, I like my coffee. Anyways, so first you have to do origami and you have to fold over. I don't know why the camera is being like this right now. Why are you being laggy? Is it maybe it might be the wrong cable. I might have plugged in not the right cable. If it's hiccuping, pretty smooth. I saw like a frame pause. I don't know. Oh yeah, a bit. Yeah. I see it too. Here, hang on a minute. I am going to... It is hiccuping sometimes? Okay. I'm going to swap the cables then, because I think the cable that I have for the little fan is probably the better rate one. Okay. That's there. Swapping cables, because that's how it's gotta be sometimes. Oh. Okay, which means this gets unplugged from here. That should be the right cable. That's the cable I used last time. Why is it having issues right now? Plug that back in. Did a nice little badoop so I know that it's connected. And then this cable needs to plug into the other thing. So in order to prevent my webcam from overheating, I have a tiny little aluminum fan that gets plugged into it. Okay, let's see. It says it's on webcam mode again. Let me just make sure. Oop. Yep, that one's broken. Activate, activate. Okay. We will see. I feel like this one's better. I don't know. I need to make like a note. Description checks out. I said that there would be. Yeah, this one seems to have less latency issues as well. Because the other one, I would move my hand and then like a second later, it would go. Okay. Yay, fixed. Okay. So, coffee, poison jar. But my poison jar has my IKEA bean scoop. So, no cockroaches, right? No cockroaches. Here's the, these smell so strong. They smell like, well, almost like rumble. I weighed this out one time and found that 2 scoops is roughly the right weight. Rum what now? Rum balls. What kind of roast is this? I don't know where the piece of paper went, but this is a sake aged blend. I think it should be medium dark. Cooking stream, yeah. And then these ones grind so much faster. They're so much easier than the regular beans that I use. I like using blonde roasts and light roasts. And light roasts are very, they're difficult to use the grinder with. Cooking stream. Light roasts are still very dense, yeah. Who is it? There you go. Now I know some people are like, you gotta wet the filter first so you don't get the paper taste. I don't get the paper taste on mine. I don't know. Maybe you're buying low quality filters. But the one thing I do that I learned about is that you do this little thing first where you just like get the beans the slightest amount saturated because they have little gas bubbles that come out. So you want to make sure that you bloom your coffee beans and you let all the little gas out and you let it sit for like 30 seconds. And this is my coffee water vessel. It probably has some kind of fancy name. I bought it. It does tell me nice things though, because it says I have a well-equipped kitchen. So I do, in fact. I have a coffee machine. I have a sous vide. I have an ice cream machine. I have a KitchenAid. I have a bunch of stuff. And you want to know something extra sad about this? I did measure out the right amount of water that I'm supposed to have for the thing. And I did scratch it into the side of this. However, I scratched it on the wrong side. Also, I should not touch that. It's very hot now. Yeah, but now I do this, and then you just... And then when you're pouring your water, you're supposed to make sure that you don't touch the filter with it. You're just supposed to keep on. You make little circles and you go along like close to the edges, but you don't go too close. Just play along. Jeez Louise. Which ice cream machine did you get again? I've been considering getting one of the compressor modules. The one that I got was specifically recommended from my local ice cream company, because I'm using their cookbook. So mine is not a compressor one. I got one that takes a lot of time to do. Did we beat Sans yesterday? No. Only one bloom? Terrible coffee. Throw it out. Hey, I'm not making Kung Fu Gongcha, okay? Bean soup. I think this is enough. This is a slightly smaller cup, so even though there's still hot water left in here. Oh man, I've been making my pour-over coffee wrong. I just pour it all at once and fill the thing. See, I wouldn't have known the right way to make pour-over, except for when I was in Japan, there was a guy that was selling his hand-roasted beans. And so he gave a very, like, straightforward, this is how you make your coffee little tutorial thingy. So I had really nice home-roasted coffee beans. And then you wait for it, and you meditate a bit, and you think about what choices you've made in your life that led you thus far. And then you also wonder why you're making the really fancy coffee. Then you put the flavored syrup in when you should have just done the 1 pump of vanilla instead of the cinnamon one. So now you're going to have sake-aged cinnamon brown sugar coffee, which should still be tasty. In hindsight. I also figured out I had zoomed in my camera the last time because when I was doing the cooking stream last time, I was trying to figure out why I didn't have as much space as I did before. And then I was like, oh, I figured it out now. Haha. There we go. Yep. Cup of coffee. Say hi to the camera. Hello, camera. Yeah, and then I bring this over and I let this sit out on my countertop overnight so that it dries out. And then the next morning I look at the bottom of this carafe and go, dang, that's some dank coffee in the bottom of that. I ain't drinking that. And then I rinse it out, depending on how clean I need my place to be. A reflection, yes. So, like, look at this. I don't know why people don't get instant milk powder. This is 10 liters of milk. And this cost me $10. Like, because taste, it's good. What's the fat percentage? This is skim milk, but you can make other ones. And it's Canadian milk. You don't even have to drink it. You can just eat it. Does it have lactose? Yeah, but you can get lactose-free powdered milk. But see, like, I have my little container, and then I put 2 scoops of this in, and then it doesn't water it down. You know? You know? Anyways, I have a tiny bit of half and half left over from my risotto recipe earlier this week, so I am going to use my half and half in my coffee. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I just have I have the powdered milk because it's used in making Japanese milk bread. And that is the default recipe for my bread machine, because it's a Japanese bread machine. So that's why I just always have powdered milk. So, tastes like coffee. Anyways, so put this back, put my poison back. And then we'll go over what today's recipes are. Oh, gotta put my filters away too. Would be awkward if I left those out. I need those. I have this problem where I'll put something away and then I'll put it away too well and then I can't find it later. So I have to put it back where it belongs. So you do have bagged milk? Yes, but no. Yeah, I'm using a Hario V60 Mugen, yes. Kuarin, I feel like something's wrong with your headphones. Because, like, I've listened to my cooking streams, and I don't think I sound like another person. I sound like I have a different mic, but I don't think I sound like a different person. Have you made hollandaise sauce before? No. You do not sound like a different person. Kuarin, don't you have an exam? You should go study. Stop having me distract you. Go study. You're starting to hit Delulu levels, and that's going to be bad for your exam. I am deaf, and DM still sounds like CM to me. Thank you, Theric. Thank you for that input. I was concerned. How's Whiskey? Whiskey is good. He was zooming around today. No corpse. Now, I am a little tired, but I think at the start of each stream when I'm like, I'm a little tired today, guys, I think I sound still like me, just tired. Maybe a bit muffled. It is a little bit muffled because I unfortunately, because I'm using a lapel mic, you know, I can take I have the windshield on it, but I don't think that like, here. I think I'm still going to be muffled just because it's not pointing directly. It's not pointing directly at my mouth. It's like just below it because it is a lapel mic. So it goes there. Sounds basically the same. Okay, well, I will put the little fuzzy thing back on. I could never be a streamer with how much I hear myself. Oh, I don't like hearing myself. You still sound fine regardless. As long as you can understand what I'm saying and it's like, it's literally fine. I'm telling you, every single stream that I do the hand cam one, there's got to be some commentary on the audio being different. Does sound a bit like you're in a coffee can, which is on theme for the stream. It is because I am on a lapel mic. A lapel mic will never have the same amount of quality as my studio setup in the computer room. Did I start eating chatters? I feel like it's time. Time to get a shotgun mic. I know, right? Switch to the McDonald's mic, then gaslight everyone into thinking it's the same. I would love to, but Bluetooth has this really weird override thing that it does. So if I try to use my Bluetooth mic that's built into this headset I'm using, it wouldn't work. You should own it and put the mic in a coffee can. I see a lot of people that are on like TikTok and they put their lapel mic somewhere that they're not supposed to. It's still better than most streamers in general. We haven't heard you load the shotgun in a while. Use the hand squeeze thingy. That's because I've been going to torture classes. So the torture classes have had me do like grip strength stuff. and I have to be careful that I don't overdo it. Anyways, to explain, first of all, something very important. This is a hand cam stream, okay? Now, you may be intimidated, but don't be weird about my massive meaty man mitts, okay? Additionally, some people get weird about skin tone. Please remember, there's color correction, there's other things on this. If you say weird things about that, jump off a cliff. Anyways, if you have any commentary on my cooking, keep it to yourself unless it's positive. I am not cooking for you. I am cooking food for me. You want to know how I usually eat my meals? Standing next to the stovetop with a fork directly out of the pot. I only take those nice pictures for social media because I don't like eating by myself, and I feel bad if I just take a picture of the slop in the pot and go, hey guys, here's my dinner, okay? There you go. I love your dinner pics. Thank you. That's why I like to put them there. Just to be clear, those are your hands? For now. Slop in the pot is crazy, dog. Hey, you know, it works. Furthermore, Among Us. The dinner pics are so well put together. Thank you. I do like nice, like, I turn on my studio lights that I use for the cooking stream. I do actually have, I have one light over there, one light here, and one light here. So I do have multiple lights so that the shadows are not super dark, so that it's easy to see what I am doing, even if it's in the shadow there. Is that light still behaving weird? We'll find out later. Honestly, if you took a pic in the pot, it would still look tasty. I don't know. If people say mean stuff about the food pictures, then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't share food pictures. So I make them nice so that people are nice to me. Anyways, this is what we're making today. Now you might be looking at this picture and saying, but DM, those are just eggs Benedict. No, you are wrong. These are royal eggs. They're from Kurthos. This is a fantasy dish that is from Final Fantasy 14, okay? These are royal eggs. They're not eggs Benedict. Special egg, okay? Has smoked salmon too, right? It does, and I got fancy smoked salmon. I could have bought the cheap smoked salmon, but I got the one that was the same price as all the other ingredients together because I wanted the fancy one. Anyways, I have not made, oh my god, look, it's you, Geary, and the useless man. I have not made hollandaise sauce before. I was thinking of making an alcoholic drink, but I decided I will make the espresso con panna. Espresso con panna. Panna? It's convict espresso in a pan. By the way, DM, do you know why royal eggs are from Kurthos? No. Convict espresso, what did it do? There's an NPC named Benedict at Camp Dragonhead. Oh, no way! No, this is convict espresso because it's got sour cream in it. Also, this morning, I started, I got up on time, actually, because somebody's car was peeling out, and I heard it, and it sounded like someone was screaming, so I woke up to the sound of what sounded like someone screaming, but then they were peeling their car out again, and I was like, oh, that's a car, that's not a person. But since I woke up on time, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make sure that my espresso machine, it's not a real espresso machine, it's a Nespresso. I'm gonna make sure this works. So I fill up the reservoir with water, I hit the big cup button, the machine makes noise, and nothing comes out. And I go, uh-oh. My Nespresso isn't working. So I did the next rational thing. I hit the button 4 more times in a row and continued to panic a little bit more over the fact that no water was coming through it or anything. I was like, I can't just go buy cold espresso and put that in the thing. It's supposed to be like a hot espresso drink. That doesn't work. So I, of course, did the next course of action, which is to go onto YouTube and search water not going through Nespresso machine. And lo and behold, this is a common issue that people have, especially when they have like used Nespresso machines, which I have used mine. So I think that qualifies under used. In that the intake just doesn't want to take the water in anymore. So what you have to do is waterboard the machine until it builds up proper suction again. So pretty much you have to fill up the reservoir, and it has this little dispensing system that pushes a little, there's a button in the bottom of it, and you have to push the machine pushes the button up. So pretty much what you have to do is you have to hold the reservoir off to the side a little bit, and then you have to like push it down until you see a whole bunch of air bubbles come up, and then you have to lift it up, and then you have to push it down again. You have to keep watching for the air bubbles trying to escape. Yeah, and then it started working again. And so I ran some citric acid water through to clean it. And then I ran regular water through it. And now it works. I got automated. Yeah, apparently waterboarding isn't a Twitch-friendly term for some reason. So yeah, it works now. So I have my device. It works now. But did you get the intel? I did. Also, somebody asked me to do the Among Us hands again. Actually, we have waterboarding as a channel block term. Why? So the way that you do it is you're going to take your index finger and your middle finger, and you're going to bend the index finger the opposite direction. Okay? So that's the I. And then this one, you just make like a awkward C shape. Okay? And that's how you make it sus. And if you learn how to like throw this up when your friends want to take a picture or something, you know? My index doesn't want to bend this much. No, your index finger, not the 3D. You can't bend your fingers like that. You just got to do that. So work on your finger flexibility. You should be able to do like that. If you can do this, then that's going to be a lot better for your Among Us hand signs. Are you sure you don't have EDS? No, I've done the testing for it. I have like 1 or 2 of the things on it, but I don't have the rest of the stuff. You just gotta touch your thumb to your wrist. Like, gotta make sure you have your flexibility, guys. Right? I am not trying to do that. I'm nowhere near the wrist with that. Wait, what? So you take your hand. Guys, this is why you need to do yoga. Does it hurt when you do that? No. This is what you have to do when this is why you got to take yoga, okay? You just see? I can do that too, crack. DM literally here flexing on us. Your fingers do the free floppy thing if you lock them in the right way at the first knuckle. Like this thing. Yeah, but I think that does for everybody. If you lock at the first knuckle, it just doesn't allow the rest of the muscles to have the right tension. I'm scared. Like, I can also just flex the top of my ring fingers, but I can't do it with any of the other fingers, just the ring fingers. We've become sidetracked. This is a really short recipe, so we can be sidetracked. That's okay. The pain is a good sign for yoga, right? Well, with yoga, like, you have to do like a lot of like finger tenting is what they call it. So you have to be able to hold yourself up on here, like using the pads of your fingers for holds. Like when you have to like walk out and stuff. Now show us your toe flexing skills. Dad DM used to pop my toes because he would tell me that he wanted my toes to be long enough that I could play piano. I'm not gonna put my feet up on the thing. What? Yeah. That's a line. Can you play pianos with your toes though? No. Why do you need long toes for piano? Because your fingers have to be long. Thanks, Dad DM. No grippers, Sag. Yeah, no grippers for you. I appreciate you showing restraint and not busting out the feet. See, I did think of it for a moment, but if I would have been wearing toe socks, I probably would have. But I only have one pair of toe socks, and I don't like wearing them that much because they have some of the most unfortunate color choices possible. Hey, you never know. You may be transported to a dimension where everyone has sausage fingers and you need to use your feet as hands. Very, very great reference. And also good point. Bagel. Bagel indeed. All right. So I need a saucepan, a heat-safe medium bowl. I don't have any psychic bowls. A whisk, a 10-inch deep frying pan. Why do I need a 10-inch frying pan? I'm okay, all right. First step of following recipes is reading them. I know you're gonna make the medium joke. I make the medium joke every single time I read anything that says medium. Reading. All right. So for the hollandaise sauce, I need 3 egg yolks, a tablespoon of water, a teaspoon of black pepper, a pinch of salt, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melted, fresh lemon juice from half a lemon, and then for the actual royal eggs, it's going to make 2 servings. Your Vite Ramen Nakiri is one of my favorite knives. Yay! I use mine all the time. I love my knife. For those of you that are not knowers, is my knife in the sink again? Yeah, it's in the sink again because I use my knife all the time. It's fine. See, I have an official knife. It even has the cat cut out and the heart hair. It's a really good knife. I use it all the time for like everything. Cuts through. What the? Oh, my spoon. It cuts through butternut squash really well. Like raw butternut squash. It does a great job. Shameless plug, SMH my head. Use a whetstone for it? No, I prefer with Japanese knives. Well, Japanese style knives. I take them to a professional sharpener, but I do have a ceramic honing edge, and then I have a stainless steel one that I use. So I usually use the I just hone the edge of it. I'm not going through bone or anything, so since I pretty much exclusively chop veg and I used wooden cutting boards, that aren't terribly hard, my knives stay pretty sharp. Yeah. Okay. Ishgardian muffins cut in half and toasted. 4 pieces of smoked salmon, dill for garnish. I don't have any fresh dill. We're going to be using dry, which is fine because it's for me. And also 2 teaspoons of vinegar. So it wants me to do a double boiler for making the hollandaise. I have never made hollandaise. So I need to make sure that I have a bowl that works with a pot. Pyrex should work, right? Oh, you know what I could just do? I have this pot. I could just... It's lowercase Pyrex. I could just... Double pot boiler, if you'd rather use that, that works too. Well, the thing is that I don't have any, like, heat safe stuff is the main issue. Because I do have the Pyrex. But I fear that I'm gonna have to hold this up the entire time otherwise. Whereas this one, it won't even touch the bottom of the pot. There's still clearance. Yeah. You don't want it touching the bottom. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to make sure, that I have a pot that would work, or a container that would work. I don't actually have many heat safe bowls, I'm gonna say. Yeah. This is probably the best option I have if I'm gonna double boiler it. Yeah, no, the top one should be smaller, should be bigger than the bottom one. This isn't touching. You're gonna use a hand blender or a regular blender for the sauce? I'm gonna use guns. These guns. Rah! I'm gonna whisk. I'm gonna whisk normally with a whisk. No gunpowder flavor. I don't have any Lafroig right now, so no gunpowder flavor, no. Let me get my cute whisk. Look at my cute whisk. Yeah, and if I hold it like this, it's not going to be... Bam. Like, yeah, I don't have a bowl that is heat safe that can sit on top of this. Half expect you to hold up whiskey. Nah, I do pay attention to some food safetyness, so I'm not going to the other cute whisk will show up at the end of stream when I'm done with food. For now, we have a Devis, an induction Devis. Such induction. I want you to be able to see... What? A Devis. The induction Devis. Okay. So that's set up there. Hog. New positions. Yeah, I want stuff to be like a bit more visible. You know, I usually make my model smaller in the corner, but I feel like with cooking streams, sometimes there's just not a lot going on in the other corners of the map, you know? So, a metal mixing bowl should be fine if you've got one. This is the only metal mixing bowl I have. That does work. However, I'm in the bowl. Like, if you remember what I said, I do not have any larger heat safe bowls. So we have to make do. All right, I do not have a double boiler. Now, seeing how I have been here for several years now, and I have not required the use of a double boiler, I don't think I need it. I mean, clearly you do, it's just big. Yes, it is just big, but this will be absolutely fine. Like, I'm going to be holding it so that it's going to be the right height anyways. I'm being leery about the reflection on the middle pot because it's the only pot that I have that works with the induction. Like, we do it this way. It's fine. There are some water stains in this. It should be fine. Should be fine. And if the hollandaise sauce breaks, then it's just going to be like the fancy restaurant I went to that I ordered the eggs benedict, and they gave me eggs benedict with broken sauce. Just a stainless steel bowl to put on one of your pots would do. The steel bowl could be used for other things too. Like I said, I have not needed one. If I found myself having issues multiple times, then I would go ahead and buy it. I don't need it. Don't buy stuff to use it once. Exactly. I know people are like, well, you would find uses for a metal mixing bowl otherwise, blah, blah, blah. I haven't. I don't need it. I'm not going to get it. All right, eggs. We're going to use up the eggs that were from the previous box, and we're going to use these ones, and I'm not going to drop them because that would be horrendous. We have oofs and oofs. Time to temper a bunch of chocolate. Not. This is Final Fantasy 14. It's time to temper some people. I'm going to get my... I didn't want to do bread. I did bread last time. I didn't want to do bread. So I bought English muffins. So we're not making Ishgardian muffins, unfortunately, because I didn't want to. That would have been another 12 hours of prep and then working on stuff early. Nice buns. Oh, thank you. Never made those. I don't know how hard they are, but I assume it's tricky to get those nooks and crannies right. No, actually, they're pretty straightforward to make. The beautiful thing about English muffins is that it's a type of bread that you can make in a frying pan. You don't need an oven to make them. It's just that they are a yeast-based dough, and they do require rising time, and I didn't want to deal with that. So it's naan. It's not naan because naan doesn't have any leavener in it. Yeah. When in Final Fantasy XIV will I encounter royal eggs? Kurthos? What the? I got bricked for that joke last time. Well, have you tried not being Neo? Yeah, the bread is the yeast of our worries today. That is correct. Very much so. Okay, so in order to make the hollandaise, I need 3 egg yolks, tablespoon of water, teaspoon of black pepper, pinch of salt, quarter teaspoon cayenne. Okay, so it wants Combine the egg yolks, water, salt, black pepper, and cayenne. Whisk together for 2 minutes. Okay, so I should make my lemon juice first and get the things. So. Grab that. Grab that. Move these eggs over for now. Pepper. Salt. What if instead of cayenne, I used chipotle powder? We're going off script. I have chipotle powder and I like chipotle. So, cute cat. Thank you. It's a mofo candle. It says, hey, omachi, which is, here's your order. And the butter is a bit of a concern for me. Because I need to have 8 tablespoons, 112 Gs of unsalted butter. You know what? We'll get to that after I prep my seasoning, because this all goes together anyways. So this needs a teaspoon of black pepper. That's a lot of pepper. No, the light went out. Why are you out? Why are you out? Nothing else is even plugged into this time. Why are you out? Oh. I figured out. Guys, the light wasn't actually plugged in. I unplugged it so I could use. It's a battery light. It has it was charging. Hee hee. Come on. There we go. Oh god. Wow. Put this back to the right temperature. Okay. Did it go out for the eggs? No, it just it wasn't charging. It was unplugged. It was unplugged. I was using it for the my blender that I use. Okay, that looks to be about a teaspoon. And then a pinch of salt. A pinch is actually a real measurement, funny enough. That's about a pinch. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. There. Make sure mofu-san doesn't suffocate. Does the backseating tax apply to the cooking? Yes, because surprisingly enough, despite the disclaimers, despite me saying I'm making this the way that it is from the recipe and everything, people will still roll up and tell me to do things. So. It amazes me how Japan can take common Western food and make it all flashy. I mean, I grew up poor, so for me, eggs benedict has always been fancy. It's like, dang, you got sauce with your eggs? Ain't no way. People backseat cooking seriously? Yes. I got someone that told me that you shouldn't season the skin on your salmon because you don't eat that part. What? Right? Oh, salmon guy. Yep. Yup. that was my response. I was like, this guy a little stupid. Okay. I'll show you guys my fancy smoked salmon because I'm actually like really proud that I found it. It has a sticker. There we go. I've removed the sticker. Look, it's oak smoked Scottish Atlantic salmon. They had a peat smoked one as well, but I figured the oat smoked one should probably be the tastiest one. And they made little Gurren Lagann spiral drill Scottish salmon. Yeah. So I am going to do the package under cold running water for 15 minutes method because I didn't want to do that last night. Look. Wow, it's just a sheet of salmon. I'm going to have to figure out how to eat the rest. That's a lot of salmon. That's a lot. That's a lot of salmon. That's a lot of salmon. Whiskey can't even eat this because it's seasoned. But yeah, I'll do the when I start toasting the stuff. When I start toasting the English muffins, that's when I'll start doing the defrosting on them. Yeah. Whiskey, I'll still try to eat it. Yes. I did buy some nice crackers. Lemon juice. Need to make my lemon juice. Did I buy a citrus juicer, guys? I don't remember if I did. Hi, Whiskey. I did. I can't show it on the stream all the way because it's very reflective. I can show you this side. Ta-da! It's very shiny. I cannot show you. Look away. Okay. The next thing you're going to see on the camera is going to disturb you. Please do not be disturbed. Everything is completely fine with this lemon. It's just bald. Okay? It's just bald. Don't say anything. Don't make the lemon feel bad about being bald, okay? It's bald. Lemons going bald is completely natural, especially if you are making risotto. Guys, you're making the lemon self-conscious. This is so sad. I'm so sorry. Well, fortunately and unfortunately for this lemon, it has offended the royal family. Now, with that, the rest of its family will be taken care of by the shogun, but Whiskey, no, don't. Lemon, not good for cat. Okay. Now I'm going to put this like this, and then I'm going to take this. Sad, why did you... 5 gifted, why? Okay. Now we're going to do something extra cruel and unusual, which is we are going to juice the lemon. But I'm trying to do this in a way that doesn't have the reflectiveness happen. This might be just a bad idea. Come on. Let's go grip strength. I've been training for this. Why is it leaking from not the front? Oh, lordy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take this off to the side. So I don't have to awkwardly have the towel absorbed a bunch of lemon juice, you Son of a beach! Okay. Greedy towel! Lazy gifting 7. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. Trigger warning. Remember to show off all your 22 Nuis. They haven't been taken out of the box yet. I think I can get more out of that. That looks like there's some more. My spoon! That's the second time that spoon's gone on the floor. I think it just lives there now. I'm not going to try to change its lifestyle. I've already helped too many times. Yeah. Yeah. Something about juicing citrus, just, it smells nice. There's just so much effort involved. Yeah. Yeah. These are all very normal sounds for juicing lemons. If you're not making these noises or hearing these noises while you are witnessing lemons being juiced, they're not doing it correctly. Trust me, I'm an expert. There we go. That looks a bit better. The guts are spilling out of the skin. That's how you know you're ready. These are normal DM noises. Yeah, these are normal noises. I make these sounds all the time. Why are you being weird? Okay. And now we have a slightly less opaque mofu sand. How goes the cooking? I'm doing the prep currently. Lemon gore on my girl DM stream. Lemon grab, more like. Because you see the... Okay, because... It was a word joke. Please laugh. Thank you. Unacceptable! Okay, the butter, which, as you can see, has not been put away properly, but it's less horrendous than the last time. So that's solid. I'm going to have to take care of that in a bit. And then I need 3 egg yolks. So this is going to be the most dangerous part of stream. Okay. Right. This will be the most dangerous part of stream. Drum roll, please. So the thing about... Actually, it should be okay if there's a little bit. I'm not making meringue. So the other thing is that these eggs have been a bit dubious. Like, I opened one and it had, like, a blood vessel. And then I opened another one and it had, like, another, like, thingy in it. So we're just gonna see if these are okay or not. Yeah. Okay, this one looks safe. These ones are really orange. Did you know that the color of the egg yolk literally just has to do with what the chicken's been eating? So if they are, like, really orange, that usually means that they just have dandelion in their diet. A lot of Japanese eggs are really orange because they have dandelion in their diet. Come on. There's just one little bit. The orange ones taste better. There's, like, virtually no difference in the taste. But subconsciously, your brain does tell you that things that are more vibrantly colored taste better and are more... It's fine. More nutritious. Are they free run? Yeah, these are free run. Free run. These Canada grade A eggs are exclusively from hens that live in an open concept barn environment, where they are free to roam, feed, and nest. So that means they're still in relatively inhumane living conditions, but they're not held in cages. They're just all slammed together. So that's nice for them. Anyways, one yolk down. Heck, yeah, if you look up what the definitions for the various types of egg, like, living situations are for the chickens, you're just gonna be like, there's not really a point for any of these. That's wow. They are indeed cage-free. All other violations still exist. Exactly. They don't live in a cage. They live in very, very cramped living conditions instead. So instead of being in little tiny closet apartments, they're in an auditorium without enough space. So the best option usually is to actually just go buy your eggs from a farmer where you can actually see the living condition of the chickens. Barracks. Yep. Okay. Ooh. It's got like a little bit of the tougher egg white on it, and I don't like that. What about the free range tag? It kind of is similar. Pretty much like, yeah. See, we're talking about eggs. Yeah, a lot of the stuff for the terminology for eggs, at least, is just marketing so that they can charge a higher price for them. Chickens in general just don't have really happy living conditions. There's been interviews with people that work in like chicken and egg farms. And yeah, it's a lot of people that work at those places get really bad depression for some reason. So that's fun. Aware. Yep. If I wasn't in a city... Uh-oh. Did not crack that well. If I wasn't in a city and I lived back like being where I was really rurally before, I would have I would be getting my eggs from like local farms and stuff, but unfortunately that's not as feasible living in a city. So I do... There's one specific brand that I like to get because that one does actually have like sourced eggs. I had to do it this way. I've worked at indoor chicken farms before caged, and the conditions are absolutely horrible. Yeah, and they smell bad too. Or even have your own conditions. Yeah. I'm gonna wash off this egg yolk. Well, not yolk. I didn't break the yolk. The egg white. But again, shouldn't you just change your clothes? Now, concerned citizen, if I was working in an actual facility that was for making food for other people, yes, indeed, I would change my gloves. However, this is just for me, and I don't care so much about the cross-contamination, and if I get sick, that's my own fault. Thank you, Safety DM. You're welcome. I am aware of food safety. When I have my friends come over and eat food with me, I do follow proper food safety. When it's just me and it's just eggs, eh. We do have the washing process that the US has for our eggs as well. So if you see like on our eggs in Canada, it does say keep refrigerated because these eggs are processed, and if your eggs say to keep them refrigerated, it means that they have been having the wash thing that happens. If you are in a lot of places in Europe and in Japan, they don't do that with the eggs, and so the eggs can be stored outside at room temperature, but yeah. Check if you have a local food up in your area, especially in the city. Usually they're sourced from local farms with better conditions. When I go out to buy my eggs, I do buy higher quality ones. I've just been very tired and busy recently, so I was ordering my groceries because my credit card lets me have free grocery delivery from certain grocery stores. So I do usually buy the eggs that are like a bit more on the expensive side, but also I don't eat eggs that much. So, all right. We have the yolks. Now, just remember, this just means like a grain-based diet for the chicken. This means that it was eating stuff that had a lot of like carotene in it. If my friends get sick due to poor food safety, then that means they are of a weak bloodline, and I don't want to be friends with them in the first place. You're so right. As long as there's no blood, you're good. Yeah, the one that I had, there were a couple that had like blood in them in vessels, and I was just like, I don't want to have eldritch eggs today, thank you. All right, and then I need to... Okay, so I'll have this here, and I'll whisk together most of the stuff. I need to get my water as well. Water! Oh God, this is just like the start of Avatar. Water! Earth! Wind! And then we'll beep beep for fire. YouTube just put me to the start of the stream. That's weird. Okay. So I have the water. It wants a tablespoon of that. Your table's got spoons. Okay. A tablespoon. And then the butter. The butter. I don't want to butter. I have to measure all this garbage. Gotta put in the... Where's the tiny Pyrex? Aha. Gotta measure stuff. Okay. Move that. Get the knife that I used for the lemon so I don't have to wash another knife, smile. And then wipe off the lemon juice and not slice up my towel. My towels all have holes in them because I keep accidentally slicing them. Okay, so this says it needs 4 tablespoons. Or 112 grams. Wait, how? Oh, because I'll like wipe the knife off and then go along the edge of the blade. I want to be on that German show where they have to cut things exactly in half. Okay, 112 grams. 94. I almost knocked that water over. That would have been fun. Do you think you could win? I might. I have, like, perfectly measured stuff before. Oh! Entirely too much butter! Okay, that's at 106. It needs to be 112. 116, close enough. Actually, I can keep this piece of butter out and use it for my English muffins. So we're gonna get another dish for that. There we go. Ta-da! And then I will throw away, instead of wrapping the remaining butter in the remains of its skin like I normally do, I will just put the plastic wrap that I've been wrapping the butter in over the top of it. Someday will I get a normal butter dish? Probably not, because I like having my butter in the fridge. And since it's in the fridge, it's going to stay hard as a rock and I can't get to it anyways. All right. Thank you, butter, for being a near superfood and not spoiling when left out. It can, especially unsalted butter. You have to be really careful with unsalted butter. All right. So it's time for some whiskey business. Have you heard of those butter bells? I have heard of those butter bells, but I think that would be too noisy for my neighbors. Whiskey business. I don't need to use my filtered water. I didn't mean you, whiskey. Sorry. Okay. So. About that much water. This will boil really fast. But the other thing is that okay. It says to whisk this stuff together for 2 minutes first. So I'm going to do that. That was mildly upsetting how that poured out of the bowl. I didn't like that. Okay, is it a tablespoon? Yeah, it's a tablespoon of water. And then all of my spices. And I have to whisk that for 2 minutes. He's here to sweep early. He is. Does he call when his name is said? Sometimes. He has learned the word food. I have that thing where you put the butter in like a little glue tube and you can twist it and spread it on your toast. Oh. Do people not wrap the foil back around the butter? Apparently there's some fancy high-class people that don't do that. I have seen butter bells. While maintaining a whisk and keep the temperature from rising too quickly. If the yolks cook too quickly, they will scramble. Okay. This is going to be a race against the clock. So for those of you that haven't tried to make hollandaise before, this is savage cooking. It literally is. So I bought a 12-pack of eggs. If I mess this up, I should be able to make mistakes again enough times. Like I can make 3. I can make this wrong 3 times. Otherwise I have to order more. Never understand how people invented some of this stuff. Some of it is just like discovering something by mistake, honestly. Okay, so now we turn this on, set it to water, move this over to the side, and now, while that's heating, also, hi, Raph. I'm making royal eggs from Kurthos. Butter as a cooking ingredient is odd. Like, you can use water to make it thicker. I don't think I've seen hollandaise sauce that's not made without butter. Another 30 seconds. So the main thing here is that you have to be careful to not make... The reason why you're using the double boiler is that you do not want to make your eggs scrambled. The very base of hollandaise is butter. Yeah, like... Butter in general is not an ingredient in hollandaise sauce. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure butter is like a main ingredient in hollandaise. Okay, this should hopefully melt through. That's very wrong. Okay. Was that YouTube chat? That was YouTube chat. Okay. So it says I should slowly add... Okay, that's not... That is hot. That is hot, at least. Butter and egg is how I knew hollandaise, one of the mother sauces. It is a mother sauce, yes. I'm French and a cook, if that can help. The fat in hollandaise sauce is clarified butter, usually butter melted and separated from the protein inside of it. Yep. Oh, don't worry, I know. I'm reading off a YouTube chat. Malthusian Amalgam is saying that you don't use butter in hollandaise, but yeah, you do. Why is this? Okay, wait. I have to change the function so that it's actually on a cooking level. Okay, that should be good. Water as a thickener, you use water to like thin the hollandaise. I will say though, my normal stovetop is not induction. So every time I make anything here, it's hard to make sauce with induction. It's okay. We'll get there. Okay, that should be okay more. Like, the main thing with hollandaise is that you don't want to make it, like, get too hot too quickly. No, Lazy, they were saying no butter. They were saying add no butter. Okay. We're gonna try to do this. I was replying to Jack Cells. Yes, and Jack Cells was using the context of having no butter in it. Tempering eggs, kind of a pain in my opinion. I mean, it is Final Fantasy XIV. There should be some... It's Final Fantasy XIV. There's got to be some tempering. It says to slowly add it in the butter. I don't... If you add the butter too quickly, the sauce will break and you have to start again. Good news is that the pot is hot and the eggs are not scrambling. So I think... If they scramble, it's GG. Yeah. When you make butter-based sauce, you can use a plunging mixer if you have enough volume. I do have one of those. After the hollandaise, Dion's forearm will be as thick as tree trunk. No, it's actually... This isn't too hard, because there's not really much, like, issue. God, if I managed to make a hollandaise sauce, like, the last time I tried to make a hollandaise sauce from scratch, I killed it. I had to go buy store-bought, prepackaged hollandaise. Tempering eggs is really scary. What I'm doing right now is tempering eggs. So essentially, to temper the eggs, you have to bring them up to temperature to cook them without letting them get scrambled. And that's the scariest part. Because if you mess up, then you have to start again. And a lot of the cooking has to deal with intuition, especially when it comes to using a double boiler if you don't have something that's telling you what the temperature is. So... Hollandaised and confused, yep. So pretty much I have to make sure the butter is completely incorporated and that the sauce is staying at a decent temperature, but not getting too hot as to cook through the egg yolk. And I have to get the rest of this butter into the sauce without it breaking. And I can only add the sauce, well, the butter to the sauce about a tablespoon at a time. Otherwise, it will break the sauce. And when you break the sauce, all the proteins and such start separating on it. So I have to make sure the butter is well mixed in and that there aren't any little butter lines that are getting in between areas while I continue to whisk this the whole time. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Now, I have been to restaurants and they've served me eggs Benedict with a broken hollandaise sauce before, so it's not the end of the world. I assume you can tell if it breaks visually? Yes. It looks like it's oily. Like, you'll have, like, a separation of layers. This seems more difficult than making a dark roux. Yeah. Like, as I'm adding the butter to this, my heart is, like, slightly skipping a beat, because when the butter is sitting on top, it looks very similar to the sauce being broken. Which is scary. I think this pot does retain a decent amount of heat, though, because it is a pot that's designed for cooking on the stovetop. One of those rock pots? Yes. Oh my god, I think I'm actually doing it. I might have jinxed it by saying that. Is there any way to fix a broken sauce, or is it just a restart? I mean, it depends. Some people say that you can, like, rescue it if you do some stuff fast enough. I don't know the stuff for it. I like using steel bowls for hollandaise. I don't have a steel bowl. Have you ever made a souffle? I have. Souffles aren't that bad. It seems like a boss battle of cooking. Yes. Hollandaise sauce is notoriously difficult to make. It's one of those, like, food test things when they're checking to see, like, how good you are at cooking. Oop. Then you pour butter in there. Yeah. It's the ultimate culinary test. I wouldn't call it ultimate culinary test, but I will say that making a hollandaise from scratch is one of the culinary tests. Oh my goodness. So nerve-wracking. There are quite a few. Yeah, there's quite a few. As far as sauces go, hollandaise is known for just being extremely finicky. Is hollandaise a French sauce? I feel like a lot of the sauces, if they're really finicky sauces, they're French. Yes. I'm psychic. Can you recommend where to buy locally sourced chocobo eggs? Well, first thing is, chocobos are fictional. Even in the world of Final Fantasy. It'd be nice if such a bird existed. Then you can offload stuff, you know? But Whiskey, what are you doing, buddy? I'm trying to make a hollandaise. I wish there was, like, a recommended temperature in this cookbook for being like, if you can have your water at this temperature, because the way that this induction heater works. Is hollandaise like a fancy, difficult mayonnaise made with butter? Kind of, sort of, yeah. Okay. I keep bumping the pan below it when I'm, like, moving this. Oh my goodness. Reminds me of those channels that use cookbooks from, like, 200 years ago that say steps in really vague terms. Yeah. Okay, that's the last of the butter. The first documented recipe for hollandaise sauce is from 1651 in La Varenne Le Cuisine Francois. Okay. Does that look right? I'm supposed to add the lemon juice. It says to take it off the heat once I add the lemon juice. Yes? I think you pretty much got it. Oh, thank God. Okay, let's take this off. It says half. Is that looks like a lot of lemon juice to me. But no. Now it should get very light colored. It is! Guys, I made hollandaise. I didn't break it. I've never made a hollandaise not broken before. Alchemy. Okay, it says to leave this off to the side and leave it covered and it'll thicken up. So we're just gonna do that. Oh my God. Now throw it across the room to break it. No! How dare you? Okay. Oh. How long was I whisking? Real good job. Hollandaise is way above my pay grade as a cook. That was an intense fight. It was. Look at me progging savage, guys. Ask myself why you're playing chess. Oh, this is checkers. Oh, gosh. At least 15 minutes? Damn. Hey, girl. Were you just whisking hollandaise for 15 minutes, or are you happy to see me? What's one tip you can give for cooking in general which you learned and helped you a ton? What I will say is read the cookbook. If it says something like chopped potatoes, the cookbook is expecting you to have them already chopped. Okay? There's gonna be stuff that's gonna say like, oh, have this, have that. You need to make sure that you have, there's a fancy word for it, which is mice en plaqué. Damn. All of the chefs will tell you to have your mice en plaqué. Yeah, mice en plaqué. Exactly, mice on plate, which means you should have everything chopped up properly for the mice before you start the recipe. Or mise in place, plaqué, however you say it. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to... I see. Took me a sec to get it. I thought it was a maize on plate. I know. I'm gonna have that. So the sauce can rest for a bit. I'm only gonna make one. I know there's two in the picture. I'm only gonna make one of them, so that means I need 2 eggs. which the eggs should also go fairly quickly. So I do believe that means it is time for me to make the whipped cream topping stuff that's going to go with the espresso con panna first, because once I start cooking the eggs, these are going to go really quickly. So before I even do that, though, the smoked salmon is going to be taking... We're going to have waterboarding round 2 today for the smoked salmon. Pog, it fits in this baking dish. All right. So for 15 minutes, the salmon's just going to need to have like cold water running on it so it can defrost. There we go. It's just going to be running in the background. Hope you're keeping that sauce warm. I am. My understanding about double boilers is that you use a double boiler instead of a cooking directly on the range because the water only gets so hot before it leaves, so it's a means of temperature control. Yes, correct. All right. So we got to go fast for the espresso part. Which this should be pretty quick, not gonna lie. Because this is just some whiskey business. Because the eggs will be done really quickly. So 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, purutsuka, and vanilla. Whiskey owns a business? He does. Those are there. Where is my... That's granulated. Ah, there's the purutsuka. I do have vanilla zuka, which I could probably just put that in, but it's not pura, so... All right. Combine the ingredients for whipped cream and whisk until the mixture forms stiff peaks. Pour the espresso shot in a cup and top with whipped cream. That should be fine. This can sit for enough time for that. So for the whipped cream, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, a tablespoon of purutsuka. So we're just gonna purutsuka first. Bam. And then move that to the side so I don't accidentally spill powdered sugar all over the entire floor and look like I have a severe drug addiction on stream. And then we take 2 tablespoons sour cream. It's all about appearances. Exactly. Which is why I ate the sour cream off of this tablespoon off camera. Come on, buddy. Come on. This container does not want to open. Do you recommend actual vanilla bean paste or do you use extract? I use a really nice vanilla bean extract that wound up costing half my weekly groceries, half of the price this month was spent on this vanilla extract. 1, 2. I don't speak German. I know much about 14, so I thought it was Purutsuka was the name of the little guy on the left. Purutsuka would be a cute name for a character in 14. Okay. And then 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to eyeball that. See, I got really fancy. Nice. Fancily dripped it down my hand. I love that. Yummy vanilla everywhere. Okay. I keep it in a plastic bag because It's so... The air is so dry here that if I keep my, like, liquid extracts in just the stuff, it'll be... Is DM's avatar intentionally based on the same art style as those in the books? No. I got this avatar because Omochi, the person that made it, I've been a fan of their art for a really long time. How are we doing with the cookery? Oh, it's cooking. I have to get this to stiff peaks. Which is crazy. Of course, Y'shtola has the most work-intensive, annoying topping for her. By hand? Yeah. I need to have enough time for the, salmon to defrost. Can't believe you revealed this model just by showing up one day with it. Not gonna lie, that's how I do most of my model reveals. Stiff Peaks, the less well-received sequel to Twin Peaks, correct. KitchenAid is my hero for this part. Unfortunately, this is such a small amount that the KitchenAid would not even be able to hit this. Whipped cream by hand has to be the most masochistic thing. This is a very small quantity, so it should actually whip together relatively quickly. I think the truly masochistic thing was when we were doing a potluck when I was working in Japan, and I decided to make cheesecake trifle. And that meant I had to make 8 cups of whipped cream whipped by hand. When I'm making a small amount of whipped cream, I shake it in a Gamer Subs cup. That would have been a good idea. A tiny amount of whipped cream. The only time Tiny Whisk Babish used this would be useful. I did actually already use up my Tiny Whisk. I could have used this one for making the hollandaise, but alas. But imagine it was 6 a cup and not really get whipped, does it not? What? I feel like Koaren, are you not that... How experienced are you in making whipped cream? Oh, with the Gamer Subs cup? No. Depends on how much force you're whisking, well, shaking it with. I wish I did have a hand mixer for this. This would have been a lot nicer with one of those. I don't have one. I got one of those spinny hand mixer thingies for foam I use for whipped cream. Comes out very nice. Oh. Gonna go watch Iron Lung. Have a good rest of the stream. See, Assad, according to the reviews I've seen, it's watch Markiplier lose his mind for 2 hours inside of a claustrophobic space. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted to sign up for, not gonna lie. When I was in culinary school, a short time before COVID, our final involved making whipped cream by hand, and I couldn't due to my tendonitis in my shoulders. Oh my God. That's like a textbook definition of what you like. I know. Yeah. And also, did you guys see? Did you see the cool news about my cool friend for a game that I'm intending to play? And now I'm like, oh no. Which one? So Code Vein 2. There's a bunch of these like partner characters that you get that you can work with. And so he voices a character in Code Vein 2. Which is like, from what I've seen with all the previews, the best guy to have. Ben B. Voice, like, yeah. Is it coming out next month? I think it comes out next week. I know Early Access is out right now. Is it out today? I think it's out today. It's out now. It's already out. Yeah. I know Early Access was out this week, but I plan to play it after. Yeah. He voices a guy named Xenon, whose JP voice actor is Dio Brando. The bosses be super hard. I've heard. I've seen some reviews saying the bosses are pretty difficult, but I saw one saying that if you like use attacks that give you some airtime and then use your parries well, that they're not that bad. So I was like, okay. Burn the calories by making the food, then put the calories back on by eating it. Hell yeah. Not gonna lie, the parry leaves much to be desired. Oh, so it's like Silksong. What you making? I am making royal eggs, and currently I'm whipping cream for Espresso con Panna, which is one of, according to this book, Yashtola's beloved drinks. And it's espresso with whipped cream that has sour cream in it. I'm going now. Have fun. We're at Soft Peaks. Thank goodness I've been going to torture class. Because I think, how's the sauce doing? It's sitting covered and staying warm. Thankfully, these lights are really warm too, so it doesn't cool down too much here. Because the final step is going to be to poach the eggs. But I feel like, I don't know if the sour cream is going to whip up. You know? Because normally when I make like my other stuff, isn't poaching illegal? I'm a villainess. It's not fluffing a lot. Well, the other thing is that I am doing this manually, so. I'm more tickled than I should be by the single pat of butter sitting off to the side. It was because I measured out a little bit too much butter for the hollandaise, and I was like, I'm just going to put this on my English muffin in the first place. So You know what? I am going to toast the English muffin. So I'm going to use the air fryer, and we're just going to put it on roast. Whoa, clockwork. Okay, I understand some people get excited about cooking, but let's not food wars this. Come on, buddy. Butter for ambiance. True. I dislike whipped cream. Fair, real, true, and valid. I specifically dislike this whipped cream because it's Y'shtola making this recommendation. This is where we get the ASMR whipped cream, is it? You also get backseaters for a cooking stream. Yes. I had someone earlier say that you don't make hollandaise with butter, typically. You just hate Y'shtola? I do. The damn cat's back. Cooking time. Hi, Ben. I told them about your Code Vein stuff. I am currently making whipped cream by hand because I am a fool. What else do they want you to make hollandaise sauce with? Water to emulsify. Ninja air fryer detected? Yes. It tastes better when it's hand whipped because it means there's more love. Love? No. Frustration? Yes. Anger? Definitely. Buff DM was always real, but after making hollandaise and whipped cream manually, Buff DM is real. I feel like this is not going to come together. Like, Y'shtola, girl, I don't think you made your food right. Anyways, I'm just going to not slice my fingies. It's fine. I'll come back to it. It is sticking to the walls, which is nice. Oh, the butter got soft. Yeah, the lights here are very hot. Okay. Now we're gonna... I need both halves. Add food. Turn down temperature. There we go. Ah! Okay. Now we're gonna make the poached eggs. Set a paper towel next to the stove. Okay. All right. I guess I'm going to gingerly put my egg in here. So Lenny, thank you for the raid. Put that off to the side here. I'm gonna get Slotted spoon. Drop stuff on the floor. Let's go. Some Vinegar. Zhoosh that around. Why do you hate Y'shtola? Is there a way to explain it without spoiling things, I guess? There is. Okay. So, in A Realm Reborn, you are sent on this infamous quest chain where you're essentially being hazed. So you have to go gather a whole bunch of really stupid ingredients. You have to go back and forth. This is during a time period where you don't have flight, you don't have easy teleports to stuff, and not generally expected that you're going to have a friend that's going to Uber you around. So, in this quest chain, which they nerfed because it was so horrible, at the very end of it, you go and you talk to Y'shtola. And Y'shtola essentially goes, you are so stupid. You're being hazed. And you didn't figure that out? We're on a timeline in order to beat this this bad guy. And this is after you've done this, like, egregiously bad, lengthy quest. And she says that. So, since that moment, I've been like, Y'shtola never apologized to me for being a horrible coworker. So, never again. Also, Y'shtola explained Estinian's literal job that he has been, like, third in line to do as the Azure Dragoon to him upon her first meeting with him. Like, she's in Ishgard for the first time. Meets the Azure Dragoon. Guitar riff, yes. If there's this important deadline, why is she wasting time hazing in the first place? Exactly. Okay. My egg! Did I put the eggs back in the fridge? Where did the egg go? You know, I'm tempted to put... They are back in the fridge. Ah! I am tempted to put... Don't these go for 3 minutes? 3.5, okay. It should be stiff peaks by now. Is it too warm or something? Might be. Okay, we start the Leviathan vortex. Put that in there. We restart the vortex. I don't think this is going to turn into whipped cream. I think it's just going to be whipped knot. For context, the question used to be 100 quests. They only recently cut it, maybe a third, yeah. Okay, then we leave that for 3.5 minutes. Oh, you donkey, you didn't go together nicely. You donkey. Okay. That's fair. If someone did that to me IRL, I'd also be pissed. Yep. Well, there's a lot of people that are like, no, but Y'shtola she's funny and she's sassy and she's cute and everything and I love her. And I'm just like, better taste. Maybe. We're gonna try the Ember Ushi method. I think this would work better if I had like the little ball thing, but I don't have the little ball thing, so. Is that adding milk? Nope. I put it into a supplement cup, and now I'm shaking that. Her Shadowbringer's outfit and skirt and thigh highs. See, the thing is I like men. What's getting shaken? I'm trying to whip the whipped cream. How long do you usually shake it? Okay. How long has the egg been in here? I didn't set the timer. One and a half, 2 minutes? Okay, it should be about 3 minutes, right? If, like, I've been aggressively shaking this for so long. Like, eh. Been like 2.5, okay. Is that an indie plate? It is. Yeah, no, I've been shaking this. We're just gonna, I feel like the ratio might have been a little off. I'm just gonna add more whipped cream. Okay. That goes there, and then I need to crack another egg. Bathed egg, yep. Well, the thing is like I have my KitchenAid because that's what my. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Just gonna. Hello, Krahazik. Why are you not moving? Don't be stuck. Don't be stuck. Be free. Thank you. Okay. Raising the bowl to the spinning part by hand work. It not recommended. That's how you damage your KitchenAid. Of course, Yashtola's drink has to be the one that gives me the most problem. Technologia! Guessing you didn't put a timer on this egg also? I have you. Oh, it's getting there. Okay, 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 okay. Mug. Been 1 minute and 40 seconds. Okay. It's whipped on the edge, but it's not in the middle. So I'll just take the stuff from the edges and put that into the cup. Okay, now time to burn my fingertips. Okay. And then I did buy salad greens. Are these already washed? Yay! I don't trust them when they say that they're washed, but I'm washed, so it's okay. 3 minutes? Ooh. Okay. Gotta have some salad greens, because they have salad greens in the picture. And time to pull 2 shots of espresso. With my machine that hopefully works. I tortured it this morning, so all right. 1 shot of that. Take this away. And now we get to look at the sauce. Oh, it's still a sauce. It's a sauce. Yeah, gaming. Okay. That's 1 shot espresso. It's tiny. Second shot. I'm making it a bigger one. Okay, I need to put the smoked salmon. I think it is defrost. Oh my God, look at me go. Oh, I'm on top of everything today. Oh, no disasters. Not today. Not today. Okay. Get some scissors, cut this open. That is vacuum sealed, so I gotta cut a lot closer. Okay. Ooh, you guys should smell that. That's oak smoked salmon. That smelled real nice. Okay. Oh, my coffee. Okay. Gonna do the coffee first. Gonna put my coffee, my espresso into here. And then we're gonna get the whipped cream, which it's like partially there. It floats, it's fine. Yishtola, I don't trust your food. I should just get myself a little tiny hand mixer. Okay. Like, the whipped cream stuff's good, but here's her thing. Put that there. Move that off. Somebody asked if it's still breakfast time for me. Breakfast is an anytime food. So smoked salmon and smoked salmon. Yummy. And now my hands are smoked salmon. We have egg. And we have egg. Where's Graha? There he is. Okay. Gotta make sure Graha Tia shows up on the plate. Okay. And now I'm washing my hands because they have smoked salmon on them. And now I'm drying my hands because they have water on them. And now stick your finger in the cup. That's got hot coffee. What is wrong with you? I don't answer that. I know there's many things. Don't worry about it. And now I'm gonna make another dish dirty just because. And oh god, the dill went the wrong direction. Yippee! Hang on. The salad looks dry AF, so there. Now it's less dry. And more salad. Okay, and now I gotta take my picture. And not knock stuff off the table. My hollandaise sauce is a lot darker, but I think it's because of my eggs that I used. All right. Here we go. Ah, low power mode. I need to use a Kanifi. I don't have any non-reflective Kanifis. I made my... It's a little crisp. It's a little crispy. There we go. I'm hungry. Thank you. I just realized I slammed that off the table too. Ah, I'm so on top of things. Bone apple teeth. That bone apple teeth. Cat girl is unable to eat. More news at 10. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. I made hollandaise. It didn't break. Mm-hmm. I made a very good choice in getting the fancy smoked salmon. It's really good. The smoked salmon's really, really good. You know how sometimes we'll get smoked salmon and it just is kind of like cold? Feeling like it doesn't have like the warmth from the smoke. This one definitely does. Mm. It's so good. Okay, Corpse, I'll pour some in an envelope for you. Man, homemade hollandaise sauce is really good. All right, let's try Yashtola's foofy espresso drink. Not bad. Tastes decent enough. Rated out of 10. Oh, did someone try to backseat how I eat? If you told me how to cut it, that would be backseating how I eat. Because I was trying to cut it with the fork. So yes, to those of you asking, there are people that come in and say, CDM, you get it. Eat it however you want, girl. Thanks. Just be careful how you send it, because a lot of time it sounds like people telling me how to eat. Mm. Mm. This cookbook is great. When can we get the newies? Give me a minute. I'm eating. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you very much, by the way, for the Nico especially, because I remember seeing your name keeping track of my my poached eggs. As you can see, they are perfectly poached. the egg white is completely set, and then the yolk is like perfectly runny. So you did absolutely perfect. Thank you for your timekeeping. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a clean plate meal. It's so good. It's so good. I do highly recommend, if you do make eggs Benedict, to have really good smoked salmon, though. Mm-hmm. Eggs Benedict is like one of my favorite breakfasts. Like eggs Benedict and huevos rancheros. What are the greens? Arugula and baby spinach. Yum. That's really tasty. This is really good. Somehow, homemade hollandaise is better than fancy restaurant hollandaise. I don't think I've had a hollandaise as tasty as that hollandaise. And I go to a fancy, I'm usually picky with eggs, but look great. I'm also very picky with my eggs. Like, I like poached eggs, but I need them to be, the whites need to be set, and the yolk needs to be runny. Yum, yum, yum. All right. That's not warm enough to burn me anymore. I am going to put away my perishables really quickly before I showcase the thing that Lazy requested I showcase. So cooked right. Got it. Yep. Oh, it's so good. I love when I'm good at cooking. And some of the people in chat be like, but DM, you're good at cooking all the time. False. Go watch last week's stream. Not last week, the one before. I think my hollandaise also just has a lot more seasoning in it. Because I don't usually see that many speckles of seasoning in hollandaise. Okay. That go in the fridge. Everything in the fridge. Safe in the fridge. Put the pickles in the fridge. Necromancy performed on occasion. True. Okay, goes into the fridge. Everybody get in the fridge. Right meow. You might be saying, but streamer, I'm not I'm not a perishable good, and I might be saying back to you, too bad. Back in the fridge. But it's cold in the fridge. That's exactly why you want to be in the fridge. And now I've got a bunch of egg whites as well, so I can make a egg white omelet because everybody loves the taste and texture of an egg white omelet. You know what? That's one of the things I'll be a hater on. I know everybody's like, oh, but egg white omelets, they're like healthier for you and it's like really good for protein and everything. No, I'm a hater. Egg white omelets are like taking the least appetizing part of the egg and being like, nope, this is the showcase. And it's like, oh, okay. Can I request the freezer? Fridge not cold enough. Yes, you can. Okay. Let me get my scissors because I have to open this box and move it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is crazy. All right. So for those of you that didn't know, it's too late now, but Omona's collab with me has ended. So while she was clearing out the old stock, she asked me if there was anything I wanted from the old stock to buy out before donating it to a children's hospital. So there's 20 of them in here. And then I have this one, which is contained. And then I have one more elsewhere. I think it's in my office. So I have 22 Nuis, and you might be saying, DM, why do you have 22 Nuis? You like them that much? I do like them a lot. I love my Nuis. I love my Nuis a lot. I'm so happy with these. This is like peak one of the merch items that I always dreamed of having. Like, I'm going to show something to some people that don't realize this about the Nuis, by the way. Oh, this has got cat fur on it now. So, she's going to be indecent. I'm sorry. She does have cake. But look. So, the left arm is the only normal one because she's so full of evil shadow power. She's not zombie. It's her shadow magic. But yeah, she can have her outfit changed, and then I will also bring out. I'll bring out my other treasured Nui that's bigger than a Nui that I can also change. But she does have a heart. Yes, she still has a heart. Look. You monster. There's something wrong with that one. You can hold it, and then it also goes on his back. So this is a one of a kind Nui. There aren't any more of this. This is the only one that exists of this one. And He also has cake. When I was getting this made, I was actually asked if he should have a butt, and I said yes. Why would you check? To make sure that my part of the order went through, actually. Of course I gave him cake. Yeah, you can take his outfit off too. He's a little naked Ellison underneath. DM, please. She checks each one. Yeah, look, like Nui's got cake. PG-13? It's still PG-13. There's nothing being shown. Is this one of one? Yes, 101. They're cake buddies. And he has his little shield. Ah! And he has his little, because Horchafont has the ear clip things, so he has the ear clip things as well. Like, it'd be so great at the next con you bring that to all the 14 artists to torment them. Since this is 1 of 1, I'm not going to do that because there's only one of him and he's just going to stay home where he can't be hurt. And I can pose him nicely. It was expensive. It was more expensive than the tattoo. I'll say that much. How do you clean these plushies? Very carefully. Where he can't be hurt. Yeah. Custom designed plushes are fancy. The tattoo? Oh yeah, I've got a Horchafont tattoo. Yeah, the cake is definitely more expensive. I need to put this nudist back into her outfit. So yeah, if you have Nui, just letting you know, you can change the outfits. I specifically made sure that her outfit would be able to be removed because due to her sizing, you can actually just buy Nui clothing. Do you have alternate outfits for the Nui? I do not, but I have put her in a maid dress before when I was at Omona's booth because she does have a maid dress. Horror stories of people losing their Nuis going out, which why I got a backup. Yes, the Randon one. Yeah, Randon has a dress. There's also, I have books that have patterns for making outfits for Nuis too. You can on YouTube, there's a lot of really awesome people that have made videos explaining how to make outfits for their Nui. Good luck with the pants. They're a pain in the butt to put on. Which butt? This one? I do have the Randon maid dress. Yeah, so the villainous Nui is the right size, so it does fit. It does fit. Come on. Not gonna lie, I do usually just wind up flattening her little legs in her torso and just pulling the pants up. The comfy hoodie from the first plushie also fits. Yes, but not a lot of people have the first plushie or know that it exists. You know what? She's just gonna... You know, home is where the pants are. You're so right. I also brought I brought this over and then I didn't plug it in. So let's see if I can plug this in and if it can gain enough power that it stops running out of battery because I keep getting warned that my phone is running out of battery. Power? Is that enough power? Is there power in it? Nui is so Nui is short for Nuigurumi, which is Japanese for plushie. Can we see the first DM plushie? Yeah. Hang on. Here. That was the first one. It was a makeshift plushie. And then I also have, I don't know where she is right now. There's also one that's the Jade Oni. But I don't know where I have one. I don't know where she is. I do have also an exclusive plushie. If I can get it down. Did I leave the Oni down here? No, just Joel. Here, I'll show you the exclusive plushie. This one. Does Barrett have this one too? Nope, this is one of a kind. I commissioned this one. So this is a one of a kind custom made one that I got a one-off of because which you can tell it's slightly off because the the colors for the outfit are slightly different from when they were of the final one. So yeah, this one I actually sent the concept art reference sheet. So that's why she looks a bit different. Like the color versions are a bit different. Because I commissioned this one as a one-off because I wasn't expecting for like stream to go off at all. Were you ever that teal? No. Just one of them went through the wash. That's why she shrunk. Well, the thing is with ones that are like this big, it's really hard to carry them around and take them outside. So I figured for world domination purposes, I wanted something that was like pocket sized. Because I very much like being able to be a fan and bring stuff out without people knowing. You know? So that was the major reason I wanted, because I could have made this bigger. Omana was actually asking me, she was like, do you want to have like a bigger plush? Do you want like a bigger Nui plush? And I was like, I know the majority of my viewers are adults. And especially if you want to do like covert taking the Nui out to do stuff, then that one has the Mayo device in the back. Yep, she has the Mayo device. It even has the vents on it. I actually get asked / complimented every time I take either of my bags out. I've had so many people tell me that they're really happy with the like the villainous bag as well as the small one. So that makes me really happy because I was very, when people work with me on merch, I feel like a bit of an a-hole sometimes because I'm like, it needs to be this. It needs to be able to hold this much. This needs to be changed, etc. So how many DM plushies are there? Omana Makeshift, and was it U2's? Yeah, U2's is the one. I don't know where I put mine. It's up somewhere. I have more that are still in containment, but I don't want to open a containment one. Love my Mayo bag. It's one of the only bags that don't make my back sweat. Yeah, like I wanted, with the Mayo bag and with the big villainous bag, I specifically had her make the straps reinforced more because I carry so much crap with me all the time. And then when the straps snap or they're like too narrow, it's not comfy. So I'm just like, I just want my stuff to be, I want it to be usable, you know? Oh my God. The pantsless wonder has gotten her pants back on. I could contemplate on getting one. Will there be another in the foreseeable future? For the girl DM with, like, Omona did tell me that she's down to do another collab in the future. And maybe do a resurgence for it, you know? I've never been sad about DM merch that across multiple companies now. The only thing that's been, but like real talk wise, the only thing that's been a headache is there's so many international people, and I just wish that things were easier to send internationally. That's been the biggest like headache. Because I understand when people when shipping takes a really long time, that's really frustrating. And when stuff doesn't arrive on time, that's really frustrating. And I wish that that was shipping is the hardest part. Not gonna lie. Like I do follow up and I do ask. Sorry for being a headache. No, I fully believe that if you order something, you should be able pay my $10 bajillion shipping fee. I know, like you should be able to get your stuff. That's the main thing, which is navigate. Yeah, customs process is tedious. It's just a pain. Like I get hit with it too. Like I had to pay my box from Omona customs were 250 CAD. So trust me, I understand. What? Yep. I got more than this. I have I got like 2 of each of the remaining stuff and like 5 of the socks. But yeah, I trust me. Canada. Can't afford VTuber merch right now because of the import tariffs. Can I hate being a fan since I can't buy new stuff? Yeah, it's a headache. Only 5 socks remained? No, there were decent numbers of some of the stuff that was left. The sizes of socks. You guys bought all of the larger sizes, which it was really funny because when we were doing the production for it, I was like, Omana, what is the largest sizes of socks that you can get? Because her previous sock releases she had were like women's small and medium socks. And I was like, most of my viewers are dudes or extremely, extremely tall. You know? Where are my girl DM thigh highs? Eventually. Thank you for thinking I'd like that. Well, I want stuff to be able to fit. That's why I was glad with Omona's because of the different sizes. And I did actually tell her to go for more like large and extra large for people because I knew that a lot of the we did some polls beforehand to ask on sizing, and a lot of people said that they wanted larger sizing for things. Nane specifically will order things in like 3XL, even though she is not, because she really, really likes super baggy stuff to wear at home. So she got a very, very big Girl DM hoodie just to wear at home. Extremely tall must be nice. Wish I knew what that was like. I know, right? Right? It's not a pocket size as well. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You can reach the top shelf. Cable. I hope something goes horribly wrong with your computer and so that you can only play High Guard forever. No other games. Joke's on you. I actually really, really enjoy High Guard. I know, but I'm saying it's the only one forever. Oh, here, I can show you more show and tell because it's show and tell time. That's usually where it's at. So here are my 2 Twisbies. You got a second Twisby? I did. So this is an extra fine, and this is a fine. And the teal one has Waringle's Study in Scarlet. And the superfine one has Anubis, which if I were to not do superfine, I would probably not do that one because it's the fine nib is really good for, like, the glitter inks work fine in the fine nib. The extra fine is kind of a pain. Here, let me. If I. Enhance. 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 Okay. I have Anubis and Great Sage's Heaven's Equal, which is another one of their shimmerings. I have Study in Scarlet. I have Anubis. And I have the Glass Bead Game, which is really pretty. But it's super light. Like, it's really, really light. It's super pretty, though. Like, it's gorgeous. Do I have a piece of paper that this will write decently on out here, though? Because I don't have, like, Tomoe River paper in batches anywhere. Oh, I got whipped cream all over my hand. Amazing. I saw that Ferris Wheel Press is going to have is making waterproof ink. So that's, I gotta write this far away. I have this one. Ta-da! So if I bring the paper up here, the red doesn't have any shimmer to it, but it might have some because I didn't clean out the chamber completely. But there should be, you should be able to see some glitter. I don't know if you can see the glitter. You get the issue of the cap getting inky all the time too? No? There's a bit hard to see though. Yeah, because it's extra fine, so you won't see it as well. So like if I do like... There we go. Move. It's shiny. And then this one doesn't have, well, okay, this one has a little bit of glitter in it because I originally had Anubis in this, but then I realized I like writing with the Anubis with the superfine more. So this one does have some accidental shimmer to it. But the main thing about this one, Study in Scarlet, is that it has haloing on the edges of it. So when it, oh, am I still tracking? Nope, my phone shut itself off. Whoopsies. So it dries darker along the edges. Did you turn off? I have you plugged into a power source. What do you mean? I'll be surprised forever. That actually looks nice. Yeah. See, it's really awkward for me to write in cursive. So I usually do print, but then my letters connect because I'm left-handed, so you're not supposed to push, you're supposed to pull with cursive. Then with Japanese, you're supposed to pull. But I'm left-handed, so I have to push, so instead I do like that. Nib and feet out and rinse them to clear all the glitter? Yeah. Can you write backwards? It's been a hot minute since I have. Gotta get comfortable grip. It's a bit easier if I'm using two, like, pens that write at the same amount. Here, let's see if I get my chunky pens. Chunky pens should work better. Hi, Emmy. Usually helps if it's like the same pen. That one's juicy. This is my favorite pen, by the way. It's the Uniball 1. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's so scuffed. Because I'm left-handed, so I have to write backwards with my left hand. Corpse, do not make false announcements on my channel like that, please. People will actually believe it. I said I can't enforce it. Wow, Corpse. Meow meow. I 100% believe you in you, Corpse. You can enforce it. No. I can write in cursive like a little bit better with non-ink pens. Because those ones you can push and it still moves. I have a few left-handed notebooks that are so nice. Yeah, I used to flip my notebooks, so. Her handwriting with her offhand is better than my normal writing. I mean, it's still legible. Ta-dang! I don't know, normal handwriting, there's a pinned message. Yes, true, true. Actually, if you're in the Discord, there's a really nice pinned in the arts and crafts channel. that is explaining how to have better handwriting because Derek wrote up a really nice write-up about it. Let me see if I have my nib here. Oh, it's on it. Oh, look at the other thing I have. So this is it has different nibs. And so for something like this one, where's the camera? So you can see this one's a lot lighter. Definitely a lot lighter. You have a whole arsenal? I do have a whole arsenal. I do. I have a bunch of inks, and I got my ink pens, and I got my pen inks. I also have here. This is a Ferris wheel press calligraphy ink that is Amaretto Aces. And this one has a lot chunkier glitter, so it does not work very well with fountain pens. I shook this one a little too vigorously. Yeah. Wow. What are the pens? Does anyone have the list? These are TWSBIs, TWSBI Eco. This one is a fine tip. It has the red, and the extra fine is the clear one. Never knew you were left-handed? Yeah. Yeah. And then these are my regular ones that I like for regular writing, because these ones, the ink on these dry pretty quickly. See? Why do you have so many pens and inks? Do you like to do calligraphy? I like to journal. And then these ones are tiny, so that's why I like these ones. I have such a problem with smearing my writing. Yeah, well, whenever I write, I'm like, well, because I draw too, right? So I make sure that any pen that I'm going to use, right? I have like 6 of these now in a variety of different colors. I have one that is chartreuse. I have this one. I have 2 that are gray. And then I have a yellow one. And I keep one in my purse, and I keep one in my bedroom because that's where my writing desk is. I have a bunch of these. I have like one is on my microwave because this is where the notepad usually is, so that I can write down stuff. Like I write hang on. Let me see if I can find my Okay, here. Here's my last Sunday to-do list. Why the gloves? Because people are weird about hands. So usually, if I'm going to be doing stuff, I'll write a list out of everything. And cat. I did recycle my cat. What's wrong with recycling my cat? So yeah, I have, and then you can see that I wrote down, like, this is the stuff that was in my fridge. And so that was the recipes that I grabbed from my recipe books. Did you not get lemongrass? I didn't have a recipe that uses the lemongrass because it's an aromatic. So, but that's with this pen, because this notepad, I have a variety of notepads. There was one that I had for a while that was fictional hotels. So I had like a Hotel California one that was nice, and Heartbreak Hotel, which was also nice. I was like, this is great. Yeah. But yeah, I have these ones. The one you wrote the blueprint stuff on. No, the blueprint stuff is on my e-ink one. For real hands, nothing is pure anymore. Oh no, like I've had people come in and tell me that I have massive meaty man mitts, and I was just like, okay. Super note? Yes, my super note. That's what it's called. Yeah, my super note. Here, I can show you. Let me show you the other things that I have. Let me show you all the things. It's show and tell time. It's the end of stream, which means it's show and tell time. Let's see here. I have so many stickers too. I need a sticker sheet that's Saccabababsis. That would be great. Let me show you the most frustrating thing. Anyways, not the most frustrating thing first. I'll show you. I have a cute journal. Well, I know I have a cute handwriting brush pen. Does that mean you're gonna bonk the bag of Nuis for headbats today? Well, there are 20 of them in here. So, but Lily gave me some stuff. So we have Yone, and we have Yone, and we have Yone, and we have the same Yone, but the background's different. And they're Chinese. It's all Yone. It's all Yone. It is all Yone. They've got like fancy texture on them too. Anyways, so this is what's frustrating. So I was looking for a book that was explaining different types of handwriting because, as you see, I do like using my pens and I like different ways of writing, and I like that. And for me, since I have aphantasia, it helps a lot if I have a step-by-step guide that's explaining how to. So I was like, I'm going to get a handwriting book. And then I kept looking online, and all of the stuff that was on Amazon was all slop. And I was like, garbage, disgusting, hate that. And so when I was on my Japan trip last year in February, tell me why in Japan there are more English handwriting guidebooks than there are in English. Did the model disconnect? The phone ran out of battery and it didn't want to charge off the thing I have plugged in. Are there really? Yes. I was looking for a reference guide like this. And then they even have the entire alphabet so that you can copy on your own page with the whole reference here. And then they only have one practice sheet. A bunch of the ones that were on Amazon, the slop ones, as I'm calling them, had a bunch of practice sheets in them. And I was like, this is garbage. And then they have lesson 2. So how to make flourishes and how to connect your letters together. Like, here's some examples of different flourishes that you can do. And spacing and filling stuff in. You should get one of those flat nib calligraphy ones next. You mean the one that I showed right on stream just a minute ago? Like, they're like, here's all these projects. Here are what you can use color brushes. Here's a bunch of, with the actual brand listed. Like, how to do multicolor so that you can have the color flow. How to use watercolor for it. Here's a whole bunch of examples for different occasions for you to use all of these. Here's examples using a bunch of different handwriting styles for events and talking about the weather, how to put it into your bullet journal. Here's a whole bunch of examples of notebooks, traveler's notebook. Here's how to make this Christmas card. Here's how to make this New Year's card. If you want to make wrapping paper, if you want to write on ribbons, if you're going to make somebody a baked good, here's how you can make a cute little tag with your calligraphy. You want to know how much this book was? With exchange rate, this is like 8 USD. I hate North America. In comparison, so in Canadian, that's about $10 Canadian. In comparison, this book, I had to wait 4 months for it to come in. I ordered it from a bookstore because this book is, the publisher rarely reprints it. And then when you want to buy it online, there's a bunch of ones that pretend to have the same name, but it's not this book. This is in English. Goes in a bit more depth. And this is for calligraphy. Okay. There's also a nice lie flat book, which is really nice. When did I spray ink on the table? Uh-oh. Brush scripts and stuff. This book is $28.99 USD. I had to pay almost 50 Canadian for that one. I've seen that book before. It's a really good reference. It's a really, really good reference. A lot of people that talk about calligraphy and references for doing calligraphy mention this one. Yeah. But this, I was looking for a simple reference like this, and I could not find one in English that was a reasonable price. Ah, I hate North America. Insane, I know. Makes me so mad. But yeah, I bought it because I saw it. Could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. I could have bought one that was a terrible reference one. Most people here cannot write. They should be able to. I think it is deeply amiss that a lot of people can't write nicely anymore. Like, if you go to a museum and they have Victorian era furniture, people would write like 8 letters a day, and there were different ways to fold your letters for secret notes so that you can make sure that only the right person opened it without ruining the message. And like, ah, I like reading pictures in the book. True. Which is why we're fascinated by writing. Well, the thing is, like, I look at my writing and I don't even consider that to be that nice. Like, Mom DM's writing is better than mine. And people are like, your handwriting's so nice, DM. No. Here, let me show you my tome, though. I got a tome, guys. Look at this. It's a tome. Look at... It's a tome. A grimoire. It is not the TV series. A cadaver. It is a it's an art compendium. Well, I forgot that it's an art book. It's the same level of stuff that you would see if you went to a museum with your school. Don't worry about it. This one's relatively clothed. He's... There we go. That one's safe. That's safe. A ghoul. I like the pictures. Me too. Oh, cover that one. That's a lot of them. That's too many people. That's actually really nice. What's really cool about it is that it is... So it's all supernatural themed, right? So this is so they have a section that's about fairies, and they have stuff about witches, and like stuff about the Middle Ages, and there's write-ups about the different artwork and such. So this is a it's more than 300 illustrations and pieces of art that is all based off like supernatural stuff. So it like lists out a bunch of terminology. Yeah, it's a bestiary. So these are the different books. So we have stuff about like the moon, and it's neat. Oh my god, it's got you in it. I know. And then in the back, it's got a bunch of stuff in the appendix. So this is the whole list of works that are all in the entire book. And then a bibliography and essays and photography, and then information about the experts that worked on the book. It's really neat. Got depictions of hell. It's a tome. It was really expensive. But, like, look how big this book is. It's a tome. A heckin' chonker. I don't actually have a section on my bookshelf that's large enough to put this book currently. So it lives sideways. Yeah. Big enough to be a book. You're right. I could bonk someone with it. I could kill Thancred with it. It is self-defense book. That is real and true. The book is regular size. DM is just tiny. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a good coffee table book. I have so many coffee table books. I have the Atlas of Cursed Places. I've got ghost stories. I've got... What is this book? Would you like to see my weird old books that I have? Here. We have an illustrated treasury of poetry for children. Copyright 1970. Look, that cat. There's a whole section on cats. This doesn't seem weird to me. How about the guy beating his wife? Oh, it's a poem about this is really bad, actually. It's the guy having a reason why it's okay for him to beat his wife because she doesn't do housework. And so he puts the sheepskin on his wife and beats her and says, I was just tanning the sheepskin. Dang, this truly is a book of poems for... Oh, Rum Tum Tucker. This truly is a book of poems for kids, guys. Hey kids, want to learn about domestic abuse? I love the the sound of sexism and racism in the morning. Boy, oh boy. Man, that's crazy. Oh, and we've got the depression part here. nice. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Well, that's fun. Yeah, I'm not sure this book is safe for stream. It's literally for children. Where did you get this? I inherited it. I said, you want to see my strange old books? And here we have Das große bunte Märchenbuch mit vielen Bildern von Rolf Rettich. Rotkäppchen. Schneeweißchen in Rosenrot. Schneewittchen. Ist auf Deutsch. I have this one. It's Märchen. So Märchen is German fairy tales, yeah. And then we also have Dann rufen alle Hoppelop. It's about Kaninchen. It's a book about Benui. It's a old German children's book about a bunch of rabbits that cause problems. It's from 1981. This one I also inherited. Hoppelo. Wir sind alle gleich schnell. Benui. Children's tale rabbits are often mischievous. That is very true. And then, let's see. Oop, what other weird books do I have? Oh, I have a very... Amber saw it. They're really racist German housewives publication. That was funny. This lady and her husband went to China in the 1960s, and then she did a write-up about how horrible China was. We passed it around at New Year's. It was an interesting read. I was just like, dang, 1960s. There were coupons for 10 cents off coffee. But here, I haven't shown this one in a while. This is my oldest, fanciest book. So I've shown this on stream before, but as you can see, the written date in this is 1887. But according to the research that I did, it should be from the 1870s publication. It is a copy of Faust. It was before they actually put the publication dates in the books. And it's easier to see in person. Well, you might be able to see if there's enough light on it. You can actually see the imprint because this was printed on a printing press. So you can see the indent of the text on the next page. So, like you can see the indentations. Isn't that neat? So yeah, this is another book that I inherited. Very old copy of Faust. Several hundred years old. And I just have it on my bookshelf because why not? Why not have it on the bookshelf? It's just up there. That's where it lives. And I take it down sometimes and show people what I have. Is that legit old book or pretend old book? That's legit. That's an actual copy of Faust from the late 1800s. In very good shape. Yeah, in very good shape. Inherited. I like to inherit. Oh, I did mention that bookstore that I really like to go to that has the really nice classics. Before I wrap up stream, here's the really nice copy of Dracula I bought. Like, it's so pretty. The end pages and everything. So my fancy copy of Dracula, because I saw it and I was like, yeah, I do actually need a fancy copy of Dracula. Yeah, Theric, that's a good one to quote. And also, Theric, you know what you should do? If you're ever concerned about things that you should... Scribing. You know? Like... mere prattle without practice. Dost thou prate, rogue? Yeah, all the insults are divided by the publication, or the play that they are from. Rogue, thou hast lived too long. She creeps. Think and die. That's from Antony and Cleopatra. That's so good. Think and die. Die a beggar. She does abuse our ears. Man, good old Shakespeare. I could endure anything before but a cat, and now he's a cat to me. Keep him dark and safely locked. You are a vagabond and no true traveler. God, I love Shakespearean insults so much. They're so good. And then these are just name calling. The These are just text walls of name calling. That's what these are. These are just excerpts. A general abuse. Amazing. Valiant flea, foul and ugly witch, bad neighbor, prattling coxcomb, wretched slave with a body filled and vacant mind, child of hell, superfluous lackey, hilding foe, island carrion, damned and luxurious mountain goat, roaring devil, base pander, jack sauce, fellow of no merits, base Troyan, mountain squire, squire of low degree, cut purse of quick hand, fellow of infinite tongue, prater, effeminate prince, dastard foreman, jack out of office, lean, raw-boned rascal, hair-brained slave, distrustful recreant. Amazing. Breeder of dire events. Thou common recreation. Got called that in high school? Nice. Ooh, expletives. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Oh. What? Oh, that's out of battery too? Uh-oh. The everything's dying, guys. My camera just turned itself off. So that means no Nui Pats. The camera died from the insults. I killed my camera with insults. Is this the end then? Yep. I need to get slightly better plugs for some of the things that I have. I just got here. I know. All right. I know what we shall do instead. Cord extension, perhaps. They're plugged into an extension cord. It's just like I don't have enough charging things that are pluggable. So instead, what we will do is we're just gonna have static paths, and whatever insults are on the whichever insults are up on screen will be our exodus today, I suppose. Amazing. Leave thy damnable face is a very DM one. That does sound very DM. We should use that as a raid message? No, that's impolite. But hey, I made hollandaise sauce from scratch. And I think that's pretty poggers. All right, YouTube is going to get a Nayuta. Let's see. Yeah, my mic is almost out of battery too. Yeah. YouTube's gonna get Nayuta. And Twitch. But also good to know that, so I do have a hood that goes over the top of my camera because when it turns itself off, it rotates. So I was like, uh-oh. But thankfully with that hood, it did not go anywhere showing me, haha. Let's see. Let's see here. I will send Twitch is gonna get Halion. Halion is playing games that are recommended by his chat, apparently. He's playing a game called Dropsy currently. Not Raid did, Raid. Did Joel ever set up his box hood? No. Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. But there we go. Thank you for watching. Sorry for all of the hiccups on stuff. I hope you enjoyed. Usually the cooking streams end with me doing show and tell for an hour if the food doesn't go as long as I thought it would. But anyways, every stream there's 100 head pats available. Show up to stream on time, and usually I'm moving, but everything died. All of my batteries are dead, so I'm immobile. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 head bonks taken care of. Tomorrow we are going to continue playing through Eureka. So if you like Final Fantasy 14 and you would like to continue playing 14 with us, we are doing Eureka. There's so much effort that go into cooking streams. We appreciate all you do. Thank you. I've been standing this entire time, so the fitness stuff has been working with keeping me standing up at least. Yippee! Have a good night. Try to recover from torture class. I have to socialize, so I have to finish cleaning up here and plugging stuff in, and then go socialize. But anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye! Goodbye, 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 bye. Oh, that button.